the weather was still dark, and I was like, this is unlike Lagos, because it still looked a little bit sleepy. I'm like, this is unlike Lagos. Normally, once it's like 6:18, 6:15, the day it's bright. Then when it's like 6:35, 6:40, it's very bright. You'll think it's like 7 o'clock or past 7. So I would say the weather is kind of telling us to have a blissful Friday, being the fact that it's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's to you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, and we are saying have a lovely day, have a lovely Friday, happy Valentine's Day. Share love, show love, not necessarily just to your partners alone. Okay, you can extend love to anyone. Just share the love, let the spirit be beautiful and be clean. It's a beautiful Friday morning right here in the city of Lagos. My name is Esther Wachuku. I'm actually going to be sitting in for Ikami Jude. He is will I say just indisposed for today. By Monday he will definitely be here with you on the front page review. And you know how we do it right here. So we currently stream on YouTube. Go onto our YouTube channel at VOP903. That's basically where you will get it on the search bar, and you can virtually be part of the conversation. So we'll go a rundown where we get to look at some national dailies across select national dailies. We'll look at the headlines across select national dailies, and then obviously we'll speak with Rufai very briefly, and then I'll be speaking with Mr. Elvis Elimihele after that to look at some controversial issues in our polity, and obviously we'll get your recommendation. So let's kick off with the Punch newspaper this morning, and the major headline of the Punch newspaper is 54.99 trillion naira budget. Experts list funding hurdles as debt servicing takes 14 trillion naira. For a couple of you who are not really business experts, what this means is that the 2025 appropriation bill of 54.99 trillion naira allocating 14.32 trillion naira rather for debt servicing. So for debt servicing, 14.32 trillion naira has been allocated, and 13.64 trillion naira has been allocated for recurrent expenditure, which covers salaries, overheads, and government operations. Now, economists and members of the organized private sector, they're actually commending the government for the budget, but they expressed reservations regarding how it would be funded. You recall that we've been asking questions with all our debts, with the borrowing as well. How are we going to fund the budget? So this is basically what any viable economic expert who understands how these things work will ask. So, however, they praised the economic growth, but they decried the cost of financing and how it posed a risk of heightened inflation. Trust me, that is going to happen in the course of time. I'm going to be talking about that later on as the program progresses. Now, let's move on to the Daily Post. And the Daily Post there has as its major headline, Ohaneze, Arewa youth, they differ on proposed 31 states. I thought the House of Assembly and the National House of Representatives have been able to clarify that it doesn't meet up with constitutional requirements. Well, mixed reactions continue to trail the proposed 31 states, and the Ohaneze Indibo and the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, they've actually expressed divergent views. Now, though the House of Representatives Constitution Review Committee on Thursday put forward a proposal for more states to be created in Nigeria, the proposal was read during plenary by the Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu in the absence of Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, which has also continued to gain acceptance and rejection across the country. Some say, is this the right time to be creating states when the states that are already in existence are barely coping up? Some states cannot sustain paying salaries. Only about 2 or 3 states can stay on their own without the FAC allocation. Other states are literally dependent on FAC allocation, and their input in terms of VAT is not necessarily, will I say, contributing in the large scheme of things. So why are you creating more states? Are you not going to be taking more into the largesse of the country, of our national treasury? Because if you have 31 more states, you have to get more governors. The governors will have their permanent secretaries, they will have their SA media, they will have several SAs, other ministry departments and agencies. More cost. Meanwhile, the people will be suffering, and it's our taxpayers' money that will be funding most of this expenditure. So it's a huge conversation that's still ongoing. Although the House had actually debunked it, they said that it didn't meet up constitutional requirements. But sometimes it feels like these individuals come up with proposals and then they test the waters. They see how Nigerians will react, and afterwards, they either go ahead with it or they implement whatever it is they want to implement. Now, on the Vanguard newspaper, we have as a major headline, Yes, I would say maybe this is good news. MTN backpedals, reverses 200% data tariff hike. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet from MTN when this data tariff hike actually escalated. A lot of Nigerians were complaining, and then MTN sent a message, on their X handle where they spoke in pidgin. They say, "We understand, say everything hard. It gets as it be. We know if they do plenty explanation, but we understand, say things are making a beer with us." That was what MTN actually put on their X account. So this headline, I would say maybe it's a good thing. So they have announced a reversal of its 200% tariff hike on the 15 gigabyte data plan after facing widespread backlash from customers, including an industrial action declared by the Nigerian Labour Congress against telecommunication operators. Okay, the reversal came as organized labor called on the federal government to sanction the telecommunication operators their alleged violation of stakeholders' agreements by announcing a tariff hike, stating that such acts of impunity should not be tolerated. So, hello, good news to us in that regard. But I just hope that it's not a temporary thing. Sometimes they will do this temporary reversal and then later it will be implemented silently without any, they will not vocalize it. They wouldn't tell us. We'll just realize that things have gotten more expensive, or the data has gotten more expensive from what we used to buy it or purchase it from. Now, the Nation newspaper, we have as the major headline there, Southwest governors join forces to ward off ISWAP bandits. We also have the influence of economic uncertainty on Bitcoin investment growth. For a lot of you who are into Bitcoin and forex trading, I think that's good for you. We also have another headline where the National Assembly passes 54.99 trillion naira 2025 budget estimates. Also, we have there, let's take a little bit on that particular major headline where the Southwest governors are joining forces to ward off ISWAP and bandits. So the governors in unison decided to secure their region and prevent the infiltration of fleeing bandits and terrorists into their towns and villages. Now, because of the heat under which the military has put bandits and terrorists in the northwest, some of them who escaped the attacks are heading south. In recent months, there have been reports of bandits being discovered in southwest forests, especially in Ondo and Ekiti, which share a boundary with Kogi State. All right, so the northern part of Oyo State has also reported the movement of suspected terrorists. Yesterday, the 6 governors in the geopolitical zone were hosted to a meeting at Alausa, Ikeja. They resolved to commence joint surveillance and gave full backing to Amoteku with shared intelligence and the use of technology. So I'll say that's a good one. Let's look at that. Now, let's head on to the Guardian newspaper, where we have as a major headline there, electricity as medicine, hidden cost of providing healthcare in darkness. That's a write-up, and trust me, it's worth reading, because for over 3 months, Nigeria's premier teaching hospital, that's the University College of Ibadan, that's UCH Ibadan, they have been grappling with unprecedented power crisis that has disrupted surgeries, paralyzed diagnostic activities and services, turned the once revered facility into a dark abyss. Now it's like an epidemic. There is poor energy access, which has plagued some other tertiary health facilities, leading to untimely and avoidable death of many poor Nigerians. In fact, if you look at the situation now, the poor Nigerians are at an intersection of energy poverty, a high electricity tariff regime, and a frail health sector. The UCH Ibadan has denied some of the stories about the fact that some family members whose family relatives are in the hospital come with their inverters so that they can power their oxygen or provide proper healthcare delivery to any of their wards who are in the hospital. But it's actually quite unfortunate that at this point in time, this is what we are currently experiencing. It's disheartening, to be honest with you. That's a major headline on the Guardian newspaper this morning. We also have another interesting headline where we see there, where we get to understand that critics are questioning the priorities as National Assembly passes record 54.99 trillion naira budget. it's not surprising that critics are questioning the priorities of the National Assembly, because sometimes you wonder why they don't question some of these things. Why don't they question when these things come up? Anything that comes up from the executive, they pass it along, they sign it off, and you're wondering why. Why do we have a National Assembly that is meant to represent the interests of the people, pass bills that favors the people, favors the economy, but literally the reverse is the case? So it's not surprising if critics are questioning priorities, as National Assembly is actually passing a record 54.99 trillion naira budget, a budget that we do not know how the financing is going to take place. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to actually speak with Rufai Oseni. He'll actually be giving us his own purview into some of these headlines across the select national dailies that I've been able to read out to you. And after Rufai Oseni, we'll be speaking with Mr. Elvis Elimehele, who obviously will be giving us his own input on a couple of controversial issues right here on the front page review. And then after that, we'll get to hear what you had to say concerning some of the headlines that have been read out here and Rufai Oseni's analysis. So kindly stay with us as the program continues. Rufai, good morning to you. How are you?
Very well, morning.
Good morning, Rufai. It's Esther Wachiku. Be my Valentine today. Hello?
I can hear you. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Happy Valentine's. I said be my Valentine today. How are you? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
All right, go ahead then. What would you like to react to? I said happy Valentine's to you, but you can't hear that.
Oh, sorry. Happy Valentine's Day. And I pray that love will constantly permeate in all of our lives. It's a great day.
All right.
It's a great day for giving, most importantly. You see, Valentine's Day is a day for sacrifices. So we should make more sacrifices. And I hope our leaders will give Nigerians a Valentine present of making sacrifices and wealth and thinking less about their own selfish desires.
Obviously.
I think that's the greatest Valentine's Day gift I can give to the people.
All right.
My very first story I'd like to talk about today will be that of the budget.
Okay.
Now we have ramped up the budget to about 54.9 trillion. The argument of the president is, yes, we need to give extra money to health. I hope that money will get to health. Because the last budget, out of the over $200 million dedicated for health, only 23 billion, out of the over 200 billion naira dedicated for health, only 23.
Hello?
So when you look at this budget iteration, can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead, please.
When you look at this budget iteration, 14 trillion going to debt servicing. When you also look at it, about 23 trillion for capital, over 13 trillion for recurrent, 3 trillion for recurrent statutory transfers. The number has now been bumped up by 700 billion. 54.3 billion, but now it's now been bumped up by another 700 billion, and it's going up to 54.9 billion. INEC asked for 126 billion. They said no, would give INEC, would dash INEC 140 billion. Let's also be careful with the way we spend money. But the most important question is, with this oil revenue projection, I think it's way beyond the mark. I don't think we'll be able to get the revenue, to be able to service the budget, because revenue is a very important thing. If you don't get revenue right, then you're going to be in problem. So I don't think we have that revenue threshold though, to be able to service the budget. The big question about this budget is, where will the money come from? Also, the inflation parameters that President Tinubu is saying that inflation is going to come down to about 15%. Is he really keen on it? Are we really ready? Is he doing everything to make inflation come back? Maybe he's banking on the rebasing. Maybe somebody has told him something that when the rebasing kicks in, inflation, will come down. So let's see how it pans out. Another thing I'd like to talk about is what happened yesterday.
Exactly.
That the Canadians were said to have denied a visa to the CDS. It's at the discretion of the Canadians. And I think if something like that had even happened, we should have used diplomatic channels rather than also making it public. And Nuhu Ribadu now reacting. And I think Nuhu Ribadu should watch it. Nuhu Ribadu now reacting that they should go to hell. For a country you have bilateral relations with, the National Security Advisor is saying go to hell.
Rufai,
No, now.
Rufai, have you,
Yes.
have you have you thought about the possibility that when they investigated the reason why they denied the chief of defense staff and other top military officers their visas, maybe the excuse that they gave wasn't complimentary, and that's why he got angry and made that expression?
No, but if you also hear that full, what is it called, the full part of the speech, the chief of army staff said half of the team has already gone. It was the other batch. Half of the team was already in Canada. They were going for the Invictus game organized by Prince Harry. So half of the team had been granted visa. So it's not that collectively they didn't give the entire army visa.
Could that be a security conspiracy, Rufai? Is that something the Canadian embassy saw, the Canadian government saw, that they investigated about the select military officers that were not able to attend? Is that something that they just did not want to tell us?
I don't know. Nations give visa at their own discretion. But if something like that happened, that you have even given one batch the visa, we will have thought a diplomatic channel. A diplomatic for political exposed persons, there are diplomatic channels of conversation. And it is an eyesore for the National Security Advisor to not come out and say another sovereign nation to go to hell. You think it's not going to be reported in Canada? What sort of braggadocious is that? And this is you that comes from Canada to us. So these are the complaints about National Security Advisor. So we should watch it. There are ways that, yes, you can show bravado and all of that, but all of this is at the discretion of the nations. There are people too that can say, okay, you know what, if they want to claim reciprocity, there are people too that can say that getting Nigerian visa is not easy. But I don't think that's the case. Something must have happened that they should have investigated. If, as the chief of army staff claimed, another batch of people still going for that thing had been given, in fact, they're already in Canada, like he said.
All right.
So these are the things we should look at.
Rufai.
There was an accident on Third Mainland Bridge today.
Okay.
Please, let's all stay safe and let's try as much as possible, to obey traffic instructions and all of that. You want to say something else, please?
Yes, I wanted to say something. The question I wanted to ask you is this. It's funny, actually, because internationally it doesn't speak well. Ever since we began our democratic dispensation, we have never, I don't know if there has been any incident like this, where a 7th chief of army staff was denied visa for whatever reason. Now, they usually have their diplomatic passports for things like this. They were invited, obviously. So, for no reason that the Canadian embassy did this, how does this reflect on the administration of the president?
Esther, we have things happen. If the entire army corps that wanted to go for that thing was not given a visa, I would raise a red flag. But something must have happened that made only one batch not be given the visa. That's just it. I think that's what we should investigate.
Wow.
And the way to go about it is to be able to look inwards. And based on the hierarchy of things, I think it is Tuga now that should be interfacing with the Canadians as a foreign affairs minister, not the National Security Advisor coming out and now say, go to hell.
All right.
There are ways we can have better diplomatic speak.
Okay. Rufai, I don't know if you listened to Kenneth Okonkwo, I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago, where he made a statement concerning the fact that certain members of the Labour Party, when he joined them, could not feed themselves, and they use the party as a cash cow to enrich themselves. Now, we're looking at...
Is he lying?
Is that?
Is he lying?
I'm asking.
Is he lying? Esther, you see me? I will say it the way it is. Is he lying? No. We have seen how the fortunes of some people changed and how they've turned the party to a cash cow. Let's not deceive ourselves. We saw all of that now. In the back and forth chemistry, we saw people that had nothing before now building houses in the Labour Party. So I don't think Kenneth Okonkwo is lying as regards that. We all saw scandals as regards money and things back and forth. I don't think the man is lying. But my grounds with him too is, like everybody, he too was a journeyman that came to Labour Party. When his journey was over, maybe he's going to journey back to the APC that he was before. Because a lot of people forget Kenneth Okonkwo in the APC.
No, he said categorically that he's not joining the APC. He said if at all he would join the APCs, if he sees the APC working in the interest of Nigerians, then fine. Otherwise, he categorically castigated them. He said he cannot work with a party that favors only the Southwesterners, a party that is not all inclusive. He said a lot of things.
Esther,
yes.
Esther, hear yourself. In one breath, you said categorically you not join the APC. In the other, you now he said that is only the when the APC has to work in the other.
Rufai, what are you
So that means he's
insinuating?
telling you. That means he's telling you he will join the APC
Hello?
comes. Forget all of that.
So you don't believe him?
Esther, you see, this is what they call speech analysis. In one breath, he said, I will never join the APC categorically. In another breath, he now put a caveat that I will only join the APC in desire to work in tandem with things. So, in tandem with the interest of people. And based on his estimation, who determines if the APC has to work in tandem with the hopes of the people? It will be on his estimation. So tomorrow he can tell you that he's met some stakeholders and they said they will do things and he will join the APC. But that means he has not ruled out that he will join the APC. So at first, based on what they call sentence syntax and logic of sentence, this caveat he put in the second sentence that is only when they start to do this right to join the APC has nullified the first sentence. So what it means in sentence analysis is that he might likely join the APC.
APC. Okay, but let's look at a situation.
Just like my very good additional, after he said that, he's available to serve locally and globally. When people said, you want to run for presidency in Nigeria? I said no. But he said he's available to serve globally and locally at the NIS office. So that is also open.
What do you think about this? In the same vein, still in Labour Party, Arabambi is saying that Peter Obi, they're giving him a ticket to run for 2027. That Peter Obi has the capacity to make the party stand strong among the top competitors in the political scene. And it's quite funny because we've seen Arabambi appear in a couple of national television, berate Peter Obi, say that Peter Obi turned the party into something else. Then we're now seeing the Zenith Labour Party giving automatic presidential tickets to Peter Obi and other elective offices to obedience. How would you react to this development?
Don't mind Arabambi. Arabambi is my friend and my brother. The truth is, it is where their interest sways. That's what they know.
So all of a sudden, their interest has fallen in line with Peter Obi?
Forget it. If Peter Obi believes what Arabambi say, he believes that zone peril. They are playing their local politics within the Labour Party. At some point, it was the Arabambi, the Mapapa versus Abure. That time, the Abure was the hero. Now it became Abure versus Obedience and Peter Obi. Abure became the villain. Now it's not the fight for the soul of the party. So if alignment is happening to still keep his public support, Arabambi will now say, Peter Obi is our man, because they don't want to feel that they are among the obedient. So it's the infighting that's going on in the party. Believe any politicians at your own peril. Because like I said the other day, the number one name of the game in politics is betrayal. The number one name. See, if a politician, Esther, tells you that it's raining, I give you, there's over 90% assurance that sun is shining outside. Don't believe them. Don't believe them.
All right, Rufai. Finally, Rufai, let you go, right? The Shettima, the vice president of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, has said that Nigeria will overtake the US to become the third most populous nation on earth. He expressed optimism that Nigeria will, by 2050, overtake the United States to emerge as the third most populous nation on earth, and that it will give us a demographic advantage. Do you think he understands what he just reeled out?
I'm not sure he does. And I'll tell you why. It's not about having a large population. What are we doing with the population?
Exactly.
Is the population skilled? Is it productive? A population of over 200 million now, we're already getting close to the US. The US is over 300 million. At our birth rate of over 3%, we will definitely hit them and overtake them by 2050. But the truth is, our population is skilled. Is that not filled with a lot of children that have no homes, that have no school, no education? What have they done to prepare? What skills have they given people? What's the employment rate of the population? What's the healthcare rate of the population? What's the political outcomes of the population? What's the economic outcome of the population? So it's not just by having big population. A population that your government, Shettima, has devalued the lives of people when they devalue the currency. A population now that the income per capita is just $800 and something dollars. Is that what you are calling a population? It's not just a population, but a population that can compete economically.
Exactly.
Go and check America of over 300 million. Income per capita of America is in thousands of dollars. Our own over 200 million income per capita is just about over $833. In fact, it even dropped this year again by IMF statistics. So it's not just by saying we have big population. What are we doing to impact the population? China population billion.
Exactly.
Income close to over $10,000. So the population has money in their hands. Our own population is poor. Our own population, mostly over 50-60% of them can afford to eat with $2 per day. And you're saying, yeah, we are going to be big population. What plans do you have for that population?
Exactly.
That's a question we should ask them.
That's a big question. Thank you so much, Rufai Oseni. Let me let you
Bless
be on
you,
your
Esther.
way.
Happy Valentine's Day,
Happy
everybody.
Valentine's
God bless
Day.
you.
Yes, happy
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. All right, the front page review continues. We're speaking with Mr. Elvis Elimehele very soon. I would implore you to actually start sending your WhatsApp messages to contribute to the conversation that we've had this morning, specifically on some national dailies, to 0817-175-6338. We'll read out your message as soon as possible. And obviously, after I finish speaking with Mr. Elvis Elimehele, we'll definitely now take your calls. I would like to know what you think concerning the conversation we've had this morning. Rufai Oseni was able to expatiate in a couple of issues. For example, the 54.99 trillion naira budget, which is quite, will I say, it's amazing and amusing at the same time, because sometimes I ask myself questions that, do these people even know what they're doing, or are they playing ping pong with Nigerians? Are they playing ping pong? And then, of course, you know what happened with the Chief of Defense Staff yesterday. It actually set the rancor across board. I'm sure you listened to some of our programs where we got to shed light, and you heard the perspective our analysts gave. Mr. Elvis, good morning, and thank you for joining us today on the front page review. How are you? I'm fine. Good morning. I hope I did not wake you up. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Thank you. Actually, today is
Yes, today is Valentine, February 14. All right, Mr. Elvis Elimehele, let's delve right in. I just finished speaking with Rufai, right? And it's concerning the controversy that took place yesterday with the Chief of Defense Staff, whereby Nuhu Ribadu had to vituperate, like he expressed himself based on the fact that the government of Canada denied visa applications for the Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff and many other military top brass, right? They just simply refused their visas, no consideration made for the fact that they are top military officials. Now, I want you to bear in mind that the other military officers or top military officers had been given their visas. They've been granted their visa. But when it came to the Chief of Defense Staff and a couple of other military officers, they were denied. No excuse, no explanation given. Now, Femi Fani-Kayode now came out to respond, and he said, at last now, we have an NSA, that's a National Security Advisor, that has some balls, and that he is prepared to stand up to foreigners that treat our people with contempt. Is this a way to save face? What does it mean by treat? What is it? What is the National Security Advisor standing up for? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Your top military officers were denied visas, something that has never happened. I don't know if it had happened in any previous administration with top military officers, maybe with former, but not a present serving one. No explanation given, and they were invited. That's one. Two, you are now coming out to say that because NSA yelled, go to hell, then that means he's standing up for his people. Can you help me understand how those two, how they marinate?
I think there is just a conspiracy here. I don't even understand why the statement of Panika is, because we are our military chief was even the one that was and I don't know why he is saying that we have a chief of defense staff that is standing up to these people. I don't understand that statement, because even the era of military rule in Nigeria, we never had such visa denial. Now we are in a democracy where we felt that things are working better, and Canada is the Commonwealth. It's among the Commonwealth of nations, just like Nigeria too. We are being denied. Our military top brass is denied visa. I think there is still something hazy, which we are not too much clear about, because sometimes they tell you that in fighting of the insurgents, these people are going beyond. There are judicial killing and all that. but we've not even had any of those accusations recently. And I would have even expected that if there's going to be any denial of visa for any top price with this government, it should even be the politicians who are choosing Nigeria upside down, I don't know why it has to be extended to, this kind of treatment has to fall on the military top brass. Honestly, I expected the politicians to even face this kind of embarrassment because we know what they are taking us through, and they are actually aware of what they are taking us through. The military recently have been doing their job quite well, fighting the insurgents. Well, I don't know where the chief of defense have missed it. I don't know where they have issue. He has issue with the Canadian government that led to this. I think we'll see put our ears down to know where this infraction is coming from next time.
There's been quite a lot of conspiracy theories as to what transpired. Right? There have been quite a lot of conspiracy theories as to the fact that maybe there is something that the Canadian embassy had seen or investigated. They found them to be culpable in. We do not know what may have happened. But a couple of people feel that this is an embarrassment to the Nigerian government, specifically on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, I don't know if you saw the report on People's Gazette. Can you remember? That had to do with Binance executive, is it Gambarian? Where People's Gazette exposed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu asked President Joe Biden to praise him at their National Assembly before Tigran Gambarian will be released. Did you see that report on the People's Gazette?
Yeah, I saw that report. But at the end of the day, the federal government released the finance executive, unconditionally to the U.S. government. And one would have expected that with that kind of conditional release, every other issue that they have against Nigeria would have been thwarted, would have been, taken off. But what we saw yesterday now is a different ballgame. If that school of thought is actually an issue to be considered in any form, but I'm not really looking at that school of thought. I think something more than that too. Because we even saw the former president then, president of U.S., Biden, thanking Tinubu for the release of those Binance executives unconditionally. So I don't think any grudges should have come from that matter.
What I'm trying to ask you, Mr. Elvis, is the reflection Nigeria has internationally and the fact that our president doesn't seem to be so welcome with all these whitest European countries. Because in the case of Tigran Gambarian, who was held in detention here for 8 months, and that the president had demanded appreciation from the American government as a condition to free him. And you recall that the same president or his administration, they actually met with a firm in Philadelphia, a PR firm, that will help clean him up because it's not really pleasant with his competitors internationally. Only a few countries that we see the president has good relationships with, but that his record is not really impressive. So do you believe that this could be one of the reasons why we're experiencing this with Canada? It's really not a big deal that they deny these individuals visas anyways. Nigerians go through these daily. But you'd have expected that these are top military brass men, 7 with this government, that give them an express pass to be allowed to travel if they want to, and that they were invited. How do you categorize this situation?
Yeah, you are quite right. Nigerians go through this daily, but the caliber of persons that it affected in this matter we are discussing is the issue here, Esther. And especially the military is a very different institution, in any country. They have their laws, they have their standard and all that. But we have not really seen much of them dabbling into areas where we, lead to this. If the Tinubu administration itself, Tinubu's government itself has issues, one would have expected that it should be meted at directly on Tinubu's ministers and special advisors and all that. We know too well that our president has, his name at the international level is not really as respected of the president. We know that. But at the end of the day, they also supported the INEC and the judiciary to ensure that he gets into the seat of government he is today as president of Nigeria. So if they can be part of all that, I know that the observers condemned the election in total. But when we saw this shenanigan that went on when the court session was going on and all,
exactly.
If this foreign government were not really, they didn't really wanting to be president of Nigeria, they have the way they have done it, because most of the government we actually have in Africa are actually insisted by by foreign this.
But Mr. Elvis, if you look at our reputation so far, you can just imagine when Gambarian was brought into this country. You know, according to him, he expressed that they were lured into the National Security Advisor for a meeting. They were lured into the country to meet the NSA for a meeting, where they later detained them on accusation of Binance sabotaging Nigeria's currency. That was what we're told as to what was causing the naira to the dollar inflation rate at the time, or the inconsistency. Then obviously Gambarian revealed how Nadim Anjarwala, his colleague, scaled a fence and fled Nigeria, while Nigerian security officials assigned to keep watch were sleeping. If you look at these narratives over time, how does it speak of this country? And is it not, could this be one of the maybe many factors that could have led to what happened? Because when the president met with some lobbyists, right, in such a way that the lobbyists were meant to clean up his image, clear out all those certificate situation, heroin trafficking, whatever, that was their job, so that he can have an internationally accepted image, right, to influence certain political stalwarts outside the country, that is his international counterparts. When you look at all these events so far since 2023, do you think this could be one of the reasons that we're experiencing what transpired yesterday?
Yeah, they are part of it, Esther. You know, the administration that actually supported Tinubu coming into power has actually left the U.S. now. That was Biden administration.
Okay.
This new administration we have now, there are going to be so many of these things that are going to come up. We don't even know the policy of Trump's administration towards Africa and Nigeria in particular as it is. But we know some of them is what is just playing out now. We're going to see more of it. We also are aware that image laundering that he wanted to use to do for himself, it did not really work as expected. First of all, the news leaked out and it was everywhere. It became discussions in the media, and as a result, one will know definitely that PRO stuff did not work as he expected it. And with what has just happened now, you know how Nigerian government even respect the military institution. We respect the military institution so much. You know, with this embarrassment coming from the military institution now to Nigeria, I think this government has a lot to do now. They have to look inward because, if they have done this to the military, I know very soon they'll start doing it to legislators and even ministers. We don't know those of them that are listed down now. We've only seen this one that just happened to the chief of defense staff. I am sure there are some other names in their list. When it gets to this bridge, they will not be able to cross it as expected. So it means all the PRO and all the junketing from one country to another the president has been doing has not really worked. Embarrassing military institutions to this extent is something that this government has to look inward and look at their policies and look at their respect before the international community and even their respect at home. They don't have it. You are aware they don't even have it at home. So, it's something that Tinubu's government has to actually look into with the Foreign Affairs Minister and the Minister for Information to see where this infraction came from.
Mr. Elvis, the Nigerian Army personnel who was traveling home was harassed by policemen on Otukpo Ufia Road in Benue, and he beat up the police officer who threatened to shoot. I don't know if you saw that report on Sahara Reporters. I think that was yesterday. There is even a video to actually buttress that. It's not the first time we're saying the military and the Nigerian police, have alternations or altercations or have squabbles with each other. But this was really bad. For a couple of us who has actually seen that particular video that circulated on social media, he was butting this police officer with a knife. It was very brutal. Mr. Elvis, I would like us to just listen to what transpired. I'll still call you. All right, please just stay on the line. I'd like us to listen to what transpired, and then I would like to hear what your intake is before we get to take phone calls. So apparently yesterday a video circulated. I would like us to watch and listen rather to what transpired.
You get mad. Nigerian army. No. Not commit to. Do anything again. You do anything. You. He came out the shoot gun for here. He came out the shoot gun. You came out the shoot gun. You go see what you happen to you. Go down. See. Don't worry. Wait. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. The craze. Go down.
See, boy, you don't follow me, you know be man. I dey talk lie with this thing. Okay, boy, you know say who the other guy. Go down. You know who the other guy. See. Hey, go down. Oh boy,
shoot her now. You get it back. Stand. I don't run. Do anything. Da, my brother. No, me I don't do. I cannot run. I don't go run. Which kind of with this one? Let's kill.
Oh boy, come back. Wait. Miami.
No, why are you going to kill me? If you want to shoot her. David. Do another one. Nigerian me. Oga shoot me. Oga shoot her. Everybody good. Oga make shoot. Nigerian me. Abo. He knows go pursue. Put am for this thing. Where for? Na lie. That don't do anything. Why do with the other guy? Don't do anything. No, yeah. Police. No. Why are you going to me? If you want to shoot her. David. Do another one. Nigerian me. Oga shoot me. Oga shoot her. Everybody good. If you want to shoot her. David.
All right, and that was So that transpired yesterday. It was quite an unfortunate incident to experience. The army personnel was actually traveling to, he was harassed by policemen while he was traveling on Otukpo-Ifia Road in Benue. The soldier man beat up the police officer who was threatening to shoot. Some persons will say that this is good because this is what a lot of Nigerians go through in the hands of this policemen at the checkpoints, but that they met at least a supposed Waterloo by the fact that one of their victims yesterday was a military personnel, was an army man. But I don't know how you would describe the scenario. Mr. Elvis, what would you have to say to this? How would you react to this?
Yeah, it's very pathetic. Really, it's pathetic. I saw that video yesterday and I was like, the way we don't have rules and regulations, laws in this nation, you know. But, you know, over the years, we've actually seen this altercation between the military and the policemen. Okay. I don't know. This would have, this kind of, you know, putting a check on this should come from the National Security Advisor because he's actually the one that's in charge. He should be able to call the leadership of the military and the police and, you know, give them an understanding order because when you are doing this in the public glare, you are sending wrong message. These are supposed to be very disciplined institutes, you know. They are disciplined institutions, the army and the police. They are not supposed to be even institutions that are supposed to come and start washing their dirty lining in the public like they do these days. We have even seen military men keep policemen, you know, as a result of this kind of altercation before. But the situation where you see where something would consider like a barbaric thing, repeating itself, even at a more civilized era, is something that the NSA should look into and call the leadership of both the police and all the armed forces together and give them a sound one. Because we have even seen it in, apart from the military, the army themselves, the Navy has also done it to the police. We have seen naval officers and police. We have even seen Air Force officers and all of that. We even see them, you know, extending it to civil defense corps. So I think
but this has happened more too frequent now. We saw the one of a few days ago, the Nigerian police and the Air Force. I mean, on the streets, people were videoing them. And then this one again, if not that there were people there who tried to hold back that military man, he may have actually injured that police officer. He was holding a weapon in his hand and butting him with it. But Mr. Elvis Elimehele, you would wonder that we're going through a travel of insecurity in certain hotspots across the country, specifically in some areas in the southeast, in the northeast, in the north central. Some areas are really going through herdsmen crisis, military men conscripted or deployed to some of this region to curtail the anomalies and restore calm. But don't you think that it is disheartening, embarrassing and out of order that the security personnel who are supposed to uphold decorum, they're supposed to uphold principle in public glare, people are videoing them, having to show a sense of power amongst themselves? Has it gotten to this point? Has our military gotten to this point? Has security formation gotten to this point?
Yeah, that's what we're just witnessing now. It has gotten to a point where everybody has to start speaking on it. And we have to start reminding the authority that at least this is the right time to copy it, because it will escalate further than this. Remember, by 2026, when political activities will be coming up more, and all of them have escorts and security officers, then more of this will occur if it is not caught at this moment, if there are no precedents to it, no law to check it. We also have to look at the politicians who carry these security officers from left, right as protection for invest. What are they also doing? Well, how do they react to things of this nature when it happens? We have the defense committee in the National Assembly. What have they also said about this? Have they called the military authorities to order when things of this nature happen? So there are so many persons, so many institutions to look into these infractions to check it, because some of these are actually sending very wrong signal to the international community, and some of them is what we are just saying now. These people don't be abroad. You don't even see army on the street. You don't see them on the street anyhow. But if here, you see them at like checkpoint. You see, because of the insecurity, you see them, carrying arms everywhere, even on top of Okada. It's so nonsensical for you to start seeing such.
Well, I think this is a lesson for some of these police officers, some of the foot soldiers that are conscripted to be on some of on the roadside doing their checkups, or checking vehicles and all of that. That they need to be careful when they carry out this exercise. You stop people, you extort from them, you carry on with it brazenly, you don't care, and then the civilians or the common man who is actually at your mercy does your bidding. Then you now inadvertently came across this military personnel. I would say maybe this is a lesson for, would you call it a lesson to the Nigerian police, specifically those who are always on the roadside extorting, or would you say that the military organization or the Nigerian police force needs to reorient, organize seminars? I don't know what they need to do to revamp the Nigerian police sector, their attitude, their disposition to how they carry on their duties and with people on the road. Would you say that something strategic and urgent needs to be done about it so that we don't lose lives unnecessarily?
Yeah, that's exactly that. National Security Advisor and the armed forces have to come up with seminars on military relationship between the army and other paramilitary bodies, for them to know that they are supposed to work in harmony for the good of man. They should not see themselves as rivals, Education here, you see, everybody wants to tell the Nigerians that we were the one that did the job. Nigerians are not really looking at the person that did the job. Nigerians are looking at, the job is done, and Nigerians can now sleep with their two eyes closed. Again, you also look at it that the federal government failed in its own aspect. The military are now doing the job of policemen. We have brought the armed forces too close to the civilians, too close to the people. It's not supposed to be like that. They are not supposed to be the ones doing the job of the police force, checking, you see them in roadblocks now and all that. So this fraternity, this relationship between the armed forces and other sisters, paramilitary forces is too close and it's too common in Nigeria. So the police have to be equipped properly for them to take up their role, do their job. When we were growing up those days, if we hear of any right anywhere, that's when we need to hear of mobile police, deployed. We don't hear armed forces deployed. But today, it's ordinary riots now. Anywhere you see armed forces, military men are deployed. Mobile police used to be that used to do that job during the Second Republic, during the administration of Shehu Shagari. We hear of Mopo, where they teach.
No, we see the military men across areas that they consider to be volatile, specifically in regions now that are being affected by headsmen attacks and ISWAP and all of that. Obviously, we'll see the military men being, deployed to certain routes, to check up what some persons could be carrying in their vehicle. I'm speaking of the policemen on the road who, for no reason at all, they extort from, the average Nigerian, and they've been carrying on with it. They've been getting away with their act. Even when they are filmed, they don't care. So a couple of Nigerians, after this incident occurred yesterday, they felt it was a lesson to these policemen whom think that they can extort extort from anyone without considering the rank or hierarchy or rank and file of that individual. And unfortunately, it was a military personnel that actually harassed yesterday.
Yeah, that's because there's unnecessary closeness between the civilian and the military now. That's why this harassment came in.
You said there is what? What did you say?
Hello?
You said there is what?
There is unnecessary closeness, bringing down the military reputation to the level of the civilian. That seems civilians on daily basis. It's not supposed to. So this is one of the major issues that the National Security Advisor should actually look into.
Exactly.
To give this administration the reputation it deserves in that angle. And again, look at the way the Nigerian people look at the police force. We look at them as an organization that is highly corrupt. So anytime you bring them with the military together, you are the military men together, now look at they are not corroborating, they are not part of them, and that's not giving them the desired respect as expected.
All right, thank you.
I think
Thank you.
government has to find a way to separate them and come up with stringent measures to curb this, Esther.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Elvis Ali Mehele, for taking your time and giving us your perspective to some of these issues across the national dailies. I sincerely do appreciate your input. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
And you too. Thank you.
All right, it's now time for us to get your reaction. I know we've actually talked for quite a bit. The number for you to call is 080-3692-9933. I'm going to give you about 40 seconds so we can take as many calls as possible and read messages. 080-3692-9933. That's the number for you to call. And the WhatsApp number to send your messages to is 0817-1756-338. If you're watching us on YouTube, the number will be on the screen there. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338, and obviously the number to call is 080-3692-9933. Good morning, welcome to the Front Page Review. How are you?
Good morning, Esther.
Good morning, happy Valentine's Day.
Same to you.
What's your name and location, please?
Justice is my name. Justice.
Justin, please kindly go ahead.
From the top to the zero to what has happened, there is no justice. That's what is killing this country. We are corrupt, all institutions. The presidency, the Senate, the reps, the police, all institutions. That's what is happening. The show of shame that happened yesterday, that has been happening between the paramilitary. That's what is happening between the senators or whatever, and House of Representatives, and the presidential also. So only God can save this country. Everything is bad. Corruption from A to Z. Concerning the INEC, the judiciary. We just check everything, every section. The corruption is the main bone of this country.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for calling. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. I say number trying to call on WhatsApp. I don't know why. Okay, think it's taken out. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Esther.
Good morning, sir.
C2 calling for Freetown.
Oh, C2, how are you? Happy Valentine's Day
to you. I'm good, my sister. You?
I am fine.
Happy Valentine's Day to you too.
Yes, C2, please go
Esther,
ahead.
let me say something quickly so that people will understand. When people shoot themselves on the feet, so they shouldn't blame anybody. Rubado that is condemning Canadian embassy. The same Rubado that came and said that Nigerian military are sending arms to Boko Harams. When he was saying it, what happened? You told the whole world, this Rubado, you told the whole world that Nigerian military were selling all the whole arms to Boko Haram, to the terrorists. He's there. I'm quoting him, this Rubado. Now, these people, they released thousands of Boko Harams and say they are repentant Boko Haram. This army chief, and you want Canada to grant him visa? It's just like in Canada, the chief of army there is selling arms to terrorists. How do you think other countries will look at Canada? That is what is happening. and you are releasing thousands of Boko Harams, and you went to the east, and a common IPOB member who is asking for freedom, you shot him on the with AK-47, and these videos are being sent to international community. The reason why international communities are keeping quiet, the little oil they are getting, and these murderous Nigerian military are committing genocide in the southeast. Can't you people see it? What is happening in Imo State?
We need to take more calls. All right. Thank you very much. And you're very, very right. Thank you very much. Situ is actually very right. This was in 2024 when the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu disclosed to us that he criticized the Nigerian military and the police force of selling weapons, stealing weapons from the Nigerian armory, from the Nigerian military armory, and selling it to criminals. So Situ is actually very right about that. Hello, good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's. What's your name?
You see, just to
what's your name?
What, you said.
Hello, what's your name?
What has been happening at
what is your name?
With the current IGP.
Okay, he can hear me. 08036929933. Please, when you call, kindly tell us your name and your location is very, very important. And obviously, go ahead with whatever contributions you want to make. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Front Page Review.
Hello, Esther.
Good morning. Peter Omonse, how are you?
Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Kindly go ahead. I know it's you.
All right. My name is Peter Omonse from Shomolu.
All right.
Now, Esther Wachuku, let me tell you that the Canadian government did the right thing, or the embassy. Now, Ribadu says Canada should go to hell. That means all Nigerians that are living in Canada must go to hell. Can you imagine a Nigerian leader saying that kind of a thing? Let me tell you, the whole world is monitoring, is watching, is understanding what is going on. In Nigeria, the military in Nigeria today is not the kind of military we were talking about in those days. Do you think the world does not hear about what the military are doing in Okwama community? Do you think the world did not hear the report 2 months ago that more than 10,000 Nigerians died in military detention? You think they did not hear? Do you think they did not hear that people girls up to today, about how many years, are still in the hands of Boko Haram in the forest? Then Christopher Musa cannot mobilize to release those girls. Do you think they have not heard from Asari Dokubo that Nigerian military are stealing oil in Nigeria? The whole world have heard it. It has not started yet. When you extend to National Assembly members, Tinubu himself, and the rest of them, then they will know where they belong.
Peter Omonse, thank you for calling. All right. Thank you for calling. 08036929933. 08036929933. That's the number for you to call. And then the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello, good morning. How are you?
Hello, Esther. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Hello, good morning.
I can hear you. Just tell me your name and your location. Go ahead.
Do you hear me?
Yes. What's your name? Go ahead. If you can't hear me, go ahead.
Esther, I want to contribute to the denial of a visa of Chief of Defense Staff or whoever. Please, I'm so glad for that. So glad for that. It's the beginning of their problem. The problem that is waiting for us here, you will also consume them. That is number one. Number two, Nigerian police, they are fond of maltreating civilians and extorting money from us unnecessarily. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So now, I don't know when they will learn, because this thing has been happening and they have been paying for it and they don't want to learn. But I know that one day they will learn. I don't blame them because the country that we are into, we are lawless. Until we begin to learn how to be lawful in our country, that's when things will start coming truly and favorably in our favor. I'm telling you honestly, Nigeria, we are not safe. Thank you so very much and have a blessed Valentine's Day.
Yeah, thank you very much. Happy Valentine to you. 08036929933. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Esther.
Good morning. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day to you.
I'm Vincent from Ogun State.
All right, Vincent, go ahead. Happy Vals.
The area I wanted to say something is our budget.
All right.
Our government should stop all these high budget. In the days of Obasanjo, I don't think the government budget up to 5 trillion. In the days of Jonathan, I don't think the budget up to 7 trillion. But we are budgeting 54 trillion. We don't see the impact in the life of the people. And the Labour was telling us that by the next year, that they are going to agitate for another increment. And for them to succeed, the government has to feed people and squeeze people and increase everything in order to get money to do this their high budget, which I have not seen the result of it. Our government should know what they are doing with our money. National Assembly has in no time rejected Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is our president budget. They never at any time rejected. And this one they're supposed to, to look into it very well and bring the budget down.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. 08036929933, 08036929933. That's the number for you to call. All right. I think I have Dennis. Dennis, good morning. How are you? Hello.
Good morning. How are you too?
I am fine. Happy Valentine.
Okay. I wish you the same.
What's your location?
Speaking from Ago.
All right. Go ahead, please.
I'm from Ago.
All right. Go ahead.
You. I want to talk about the denial of the visa from the chief of whatever they call him, defense or what. It is good. And I appreciate those people. The whole world will do something to all these our leaders. Nigeria will be a better place for all of us to live. This is the beginning. I thank God for that Canadian government. This thing. Other people we see. They are the people marketing the nation. And they will say is the masses. Is the masses. Or how? Why did they hear it? Here in Nigeria today, you cannot you can know anything that is going outside the world. But when they are demarcating themselves, they will lay it to the citizens. Say they are the people. They are the people.
All right.
It is number one.
Thank you. Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, Esther, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? What's your name?
I'm calling from Ambo.
You're calling from where?
Ambo.
Wow, your network is poor. Hello? Hello?
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, please. I can hear you. Hello? All right, please kindly call back. It seems that the network is not allowing you to hear me properly, or where you are at the moment, so you can shift somewhere else. Maybe the connection will be better there. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Meanwhile, let me take some messages right about now. Okay, I'll take this call and then take the messages. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Esther. How are you?
I am fine, sir. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
I wish you the same. Enjoy your Valentine.
What's your name and your location, please?
This is Mayor from First Act.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
Let me join the two together. The denial of a chief of defense staff officer and the one that the treatment that the policeman got at Benue State. I can just sum it as good leaders to bad rubbish. Because this is just the beginning for our leaders here. We pray that more denial and more disgrace to come to them so that they will know what the right thing to do. Let it extend to presidency and even our so-called legislators who are there for themselves. The police should learn that everything is that not everybody is here on the road that way. Civilians have been suffering this for a while. So let the man there learn his lessons. Then on this our budget, I feel that we are just joking, just like Rufai Oseni is always said. We joke a lot. You see, we are calling trillions upon trillions, and things are getting worse. These people in this federal government, they are so incapable of handling these things. They are just joking. You're talking about over something trillion naira. At the end of the day, you will not see anything. Last year, they said the health had 2something billion. Only 3 billion was, and people suffered so much in hospitals. Look at UCH, where you go there with a generator, a patient. So we are joking, and something needs to be done because the way the executive is taking Nigerian, only God knows where we will see ourselves.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Honestly, in the aspect of the budget, I would say that either our legislators or our leaders or those at the executive, they're either unsympathetic to the plight of Nigerians, or they literally just don't think that we will adapt, because Nigerians know how to modify. They know how to adapt to any situation, no matter how difficult or hard it is. But their plight is not sympathetic to the people at all, and it's important that they begin to understand and realize and look at things from the angle of the people. So let me take some WhatsApp messages. Nuhu Ribaldo said Canada can go to hell, and Nuhu Ribaldo is aware that Nigerians have already gone to hell since APC came into power. Yahoo boys are involved in ritual killing, and the police officers should start arresting all the Yahoo boys because they are deadly. You did not put your name here. Please, when you send messages, kindly put your name so I know who is sending a message. From Mazu Gochuku, also known as Elder General Isheri Oshun, what happened in Oyo State concerning the installation of new Alafin have... Okay, this is an old message. Okay, fine. I think it's high time we summon power generation engineers to explain to us the constant cause of national grid collapse. NLC should stop disturbing our peace. They're not even there when we need them the most. Governor Sanwo-Olu, we need footbridge in Toyota bus stop, Ladipo, Free Miles in Nnamdi Kanu. All right. We'll say good morning, Esther and VOP staff. I wish you all happy Valentine and Nine's Weekend. Martin's from Festec Town. Martin, thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day to you. All right. Good morning, Esther. Well done, MTN, for listening and considering the masses. Nigerian government should learn from MTN and reverse some of the ill policies that are killing the masses. Esther, you are too fast to... Mabinu, sorry. Happy weekend to you. Happy weekend to you too. From HRHBC Woko Inoshiri. All right, don't worry. I'm going to calm down. Okay? I'm going to be talking one now so that you can follow up with me. All right, this person says, good morning to you. This recent increment in telecommunication tariff, FOB tariff, CBM ATM tariff, electricity hike, is it every time that the government will be taxing the masses and nobody's talking and everyone is silent? Who will deliver us from these wicked rulers? They are happy taking from the poor, even when living is unbearable and hardship is severe. Only God will deliver us from these inconsiderate rulers. Jude from Ayatoro. All right, Jude, well done for your message. Greetings to you, Esther Wachiko. Happy Vals to you. And thank God it's Friday. Who is fooling who? How will they map out such huge amount of money for debt servicing when Nigerians are dying of hunger? With all the mineral resources God blessed us with, our incompetent leaders have put this country into this quagmire. I charge all the Southeast governors to follow suit with Soludo to eliminate all the terrorists and kidnappers that are terrorizing the region. Esther Wachiko, it's quite unfortunate that in this 21st century, the country is still battling for power supply. In a sane world, our past leader should be in prison by now. Esther, be my Valentine today. Oh, let them release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Prince Ayatek from Arena Market. Prince Ayatek, I'm already your Valentine. Thank you very much for your messages. This person also says, Esther, good morning to you. Wow, you have really sent a lot of messages. The governors of all the southern states must, as a matter of urgency, join hands together to form a southern security force to crush and dismantle any terrorist group or headsmen infiltrating and causing havoc across the states. Meanwhile, the power outage at UCH is a disgrace and a monumental failure of the Minister of Power, who is also from Oyo State. In any sane society, he would have been sacked since he has no shame in resigning. The amount of money budgeted for servicing loans is alarming. The level of borrowing is disturbing and must be considered. Nigerians must begin to choose the best of us to rule the rest of us, to get the best from us. May God help and heal our land. Frank Onero from USA. Thank you, Frank. It's puzzling that Nigerians aren't outraged over the embarrassing incident involving Nuhu Ribaldo, the President's special advisor on security at the Canadian Embassy. This incident serves as a wake-up call for the Nigerian government to get its priorities in order with abundant resources at our disposal. It's disappointing that corruption continues to hinder our country's progress, causing us to miss out on countless opportunities for growth and development. Abidin from Bagada. Abidin, are you referring to the outburst of the National Security Advisor, or for the fact that the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, was denied visa to Canada along with other top brass military officers? I need you to possibly help me rewrite what you just said. I think you were trying to refer to the Nigerian Chief of Staff, because Nuhu Ribaldo was reacting to what the Canadian government did. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Nigerians. If Akpabio and his speaker like, let them increase the budget to 100 trillion. We don't care. Anyhow, Tinubu one rule the country. He should continue. Selfish people in position of authority. For Kenneth Okonkwo, he does not have integrity. For Shetima, he does not understand what he said because population is not what makes America great, but their economy. China is more populated than America. Now, Olodo, India occupied positions in Nigeria. You guys should be coming down now. Kilo day, bye. Kilo day. Good morning, VIP. My name is Shakanade. I love from what Canada did to the army. Shakanade, well done. Happy Valentine's Day, Esther. Please, what's the big deal on Canada's refusal of some military officers' visas? They refuse Nigerians' visa on daily basis on flimsy reasons and sometimes without reasons. It's getting to those in government. Very soon they'll start denying the president, VP, and those in the National Assembly access. They should fix the country. C'est fini. Thank you very much. Please, at the background, you guys to keep your voice very low. Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone in the studio. Ribadu telling Canada government to go to hell is very laughable. How can you, Ribadu, survive in your country, Nigeria, without you borrowing money from them? This is what you always get when you have people that are confused and unprepared group of people called APC. Mayor from Ikotwegbe. All right, Mayor, well done. Good morning, Esther. An intelligence security boss should have met the Canadian embassy quietly and find out and possibly investigate why the visa was denied and maybe prosecute them if need be. On Arabambi, we won't allow Labour Party make free money from Peter Obi and Obedient again. They even made money from opposition parties, from Chief Udo. All right, Chief Udo, thank you so much. Good morning, Esther. The visa denial by the Canadian Embassy to the Chief of Defence Staff is not only a disrespect to the military leaders, but also to Nigeria as a sovereignty. I see this as a wake-up call for Nigeria to reinforce its sovereignty and reduce dependence on foreign nations. It also calls for a review of Nigeria's foreign policy. God bless Nigeria. Alex Solomon from Anita Isheri, Lagos. Okay. Good morning, Esther. If one may say what happened to the military chief yesterday should have happened to a politician, what's the difference between the two? All right. Thank you for your message. Good morning to you. The recent Labour Party chairman over Pete. Okay, I'm not going to read this message. Good morning. Please, why is it that you don't run Lati Inouye Royin on Saturdays and Sundays? Ojadeji, come answer question though. Come answer question though. Maldigwe from Whites, Esther Wanchiku. Nigerian government have now been saying what the international community is saying, that they're saying they're corruption. Please help me wish my wife a happy birthday. Her name is Ijoma Patricia. My prayer for her is that God Almighty bless her as she adds another year. She should be in good health and enjoy more years ahead. Madrigo loves you. Happy birthday. Oh, Madrigo is sending happy birthday to his wife. And Patricia, Ijoma Patricia Igwereche, happy birthday to you. I wish you long life and prosperity. Enjoy your day. Good morning, Esther Wachuku. Please wish my little sister happy birthday for me. Her name is Favor Adeza Williams. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Favor Adeza Williams, happy birthday to you, little sister. Good morning, Esther Wachuku. My name is Clement from Ayutthaya, Ogun State. I was denied visa by this Canadian embassy and heaven did not fall. Now it is a turn of the CDS. I also want to let you know that heaven will not fall. All right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Austin Alaba Esther, I'm happy about yesterday Canadian government, what they did. Hope other countries can join. Una they para for this country. Calm down. See embarrassment. Good morning, VOP. See embarrassment of Nigerian institutions. They have just started. I am not surprised that our military is treated this way. Imagine fighting Boko Haram for years and no end to it. Besides, go out there, you see soldiers and policemen and women in uniform partaking in Okada transport. What a shame. Agege from Agege. Good morning, Esther and VP family. For me, Arabambi, who said Labour Party has given His Excellency Peter Obi clearance to be the party flag bearer in 2027 presidential election, is a Greek gift. Peter is not on the same page with them. Military and Chief of Defence Staff should ask Canadian government what went wrong. There's more to it. Video clips showing army personnel and police personnel fighting prove that civilians are right on their submissions over maltreatment given to them in this country by military men. We are watching and waiting for them. Thank you very much. Good morning, Esther and VP family. Nigerian police doesn't care to learn. And this one just happened. You may hear another one next minute. It speaks volumes about our agents of government. As the military checkpoints in the eastern part of Nigeria extorting motorists like the police. Canada is highly democratized and doesn't condone abuse of human rights. This current military has abused Okwama and some southeast civilians to an alarming rate. Just imagine the reaction of Ribadu, which validates abuse in Nigeria. May God save our land. Amici from Mafoluku. All right, Amici, thank you for your message. Nigeria is in hell. Nigeria is not in hell in Jesus' name. Let's come together and chase them away from this country in the next election. Otherwise, Nigeria is doomed forever. Billy from Ikoto. Billy, let's just make sure that the elections are transparent. Good morning, Queen Exter. On UCH power outage for over 3 months. Please hammer it more on the Ministry of Power for politicizing power disconnection. The needless death, very bad welfare for the students and resident doctors, many of whom have families and their apartments already metered with prepaid facilities. They yet suffer the disconnection, and as directed by the minister, they are yet to have power restored. The Minister for Power is well aware his policies caused a needless hardship. He had control to intervene, but waited till now and was busy blaming the governor of Oyo State for not intervening. This administration at all levels are destroying our institutions. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Esther.
Sorry, I needed to read some messages before continuing with the calls. What's your name, please?
My name is the truth.
All right, go ahead, please.
Just to let you know that from the top to the bottom is the corruption that is killing us. That's what is happening in this country. Unless they change, failure for them to change, there'll be more disgrace and shame unto them. That's what's happening now. Police, all the paramilitary, they are corrupt. From the presidency, House of Representatives, National, all of them, they are corrupt. They should please change so that we can build. Concerning the budget, since I was born, I'm just carrying every increment in budgeting every year. They started for 100,000, 1 million, 2 million, billion, trillion, maybe they go to after trillion, what follows after trillion. So, and there's nothing for the masses to gain from them. So they should have pity on the masses. There's no budget for the masses. Which budget? What are they giving? What is the benefit of the masses? I don't see. They are just budgeting, stealing, dividing, and sharing the money. God will judge. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. I sincerely do appreciate you calling. We need to wrap up the front page review right about now. We have the next program coming up for all our Igbo lovely listeners. We have a program coming up for you. It's also like a front page newspaper review. I do appreciate all of you calling. My name is Esther Machuku. Thank you so much for your messages. Thank you so much for taking your time with us. Thank you so much for being part of the VOP family. We'll continue to provide content for you as best as possible and ensure that you keep yourself updated with us right here to have yourselves an amazing, beautiful Friday. Happy Valentine's Day to you.